Hello and welcome to the latest instalment of the Rangers Women's Supporters Group podcast. As always, I'm joined by Alan and Car. How are you both doing?
Yeah, good.
Good. Oh, it's been a busy day. But two games, 6 wins, 6 points. I wish we had 6 wins, but two games, 2 wins, 6 points for Rangers. So, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday indeed. So we'll start with some international news. We've had a couple of call-ups. Thelma has been called up for Iceland. Love got called up for the under-23s and Laura Berry for the under-19s. So obviously good to see our players getting called up. Car and a few of them were playing internationally that we mentioned last week. Maycroft, Lily Boyce, Abby Hayes. The list goes on. But so good to see our players getting recognised and obviously getting minutes when they're picked.
Yeah, I mean, we always have a fair few that get selected, but nice to see some of the younger ones getting called up for age groups above their age. It's always nice to see, especially like Laura Berry and that. And obviously, I believe Lily Boyce in that one, some cup, I can't remember what it was called, but I think they won whatever tournament they were in when they were away in Spain, I think.
Yeah, I said Maycroft. I don't know if it's... I think... the team Maycroft was one side as well, but who knows? It's not much information that you actually get out of, obviously, the club, but good, well done to them anyway. So we'll obviously keep an eye on them, and obviously it's international break next, so plenty to look forward to there. Today we went away to Partick Thistle, nice trip to Petershill, lovely stadium that is. We started with Essen, Eddie, Rafferty, Medag, Hay, Howitt, Hardy, Macaulay, McLean, McCleary and Wilkinson. Alan, quite a surprise with that team?
I wasn't too surprised. I probably expected we'd see Nick back, but maybe whatever bug she had was a wee bit worse than we thought. So, chance to rest her, and we've seen Tess play it back plenty. I think the frustrating thing for me is just we see everybody who's playing it back moving about too much as opposed to settling down in positions. But a wee bit surprised Chelsea wasn't back in the team, but at the same time, Jodie's been playing really, really, really well in there and deserves to hold on to the jersey. So always good to see Kirsty McLean back starting, and seeing the front three start, was good because we wanted to go and attack and win the game.
Yeah, Car, what were your thoughts on the team?
Tess at right back was confusing and perplexing, to use a few words, but I don't know, I thought maybe we would have had Kathy or Nick back, but obviously Nick's still unwell, so I understand that, but you think Kathy would have started over Tess at right back, but it worked this time, so we'll give it to Jo for that because it did work, but tinkering with the team unnecessarily, if Kathy's able to come on at halftime, she could have started the game. It's a bit bizarre to me, but other than that, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, definitely. We started not too badly, Alan. We had plenty of chances. I think Partick had a few close moments as well, but it was the 28 minutes mark that Mia Macaulay broke the deadlock.
Yeah, it was one of them. It was a really, really fast start. We had, we've been asking for that for ages, and that's what we got. There was a lot more bite, I thought, to the team today. I think we were really in Partick's faces, and the game started to break down a wee bit as the half wore on, but we pressed through really well. We pressed quite high up the park, and it was a really good move. It ended up with a ball being laid across the box to Mia to finally take a shot and beat a very impressive Jen Curry in goals.
Yeah, Mia had been really good in that wing, as she always is. Like, there's no real surprise there, but she was doing really well. Jodie as well probably had quite a standout 45 minutes as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're both absolutely flying. As Alan said, we came out and I don't know if we're angry or if we just wanted to make sure that we secured that top spot by goal difference. We would have done it if we'd only scored 2 goals, to be honest, but we did look pretty raging at points and everybody had a bit between their teeth to get going, and Mia, as she always does, was absolutely flying. A good few chances before she got this goal Jodie, as you said, was exceptional. The whole game really was just absolutely flying until obviously she gets subbed off. But yeah, tremendous from the young team. And, Kirsty McLean doing Kirsty McLean things, spinning around in that midfield past folk. Yeah,
she likes a wee trick. I don't even know what that trick was that she done, but it was impressive anyway. So we had obviously another few chances, Alan, before Rio got the second goal just before half time. Well, we ended up with a couple of goals just before half time, but we'll go with Rio's first.
Yeah, and I think a lot of credit goes to Katie Wilkinson because the ball broke towards the edge of the box, and she done some really good work breaking into the box just down the channel, and she's fired the ball across, and Rio's kind of fallen, but manages to back to goal still to just get a flick on it and backheel it into the net. It was a brilliant finish, and I'm looking forward to seeing that one back again a few times in the highlights. But really good work from both strikers, from Katie setting it up and Rio managing to finish it. It was definitely not the easiest finish, even though it was quite close out.
Yeah, I think Car watched it at half time quite a few times. She was like, "Did she get in on it?" We were like, "Yes, she did." After watching it 5 times, you were like, so she did. She obviously done really well as well that first half, Car, and then good work for the third goal of the game, which was an own goal, but most of the hard work was done by Rio.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good corner. Kirsty Howitt kind of falling backwards, kicks it up into the air, gets onto the head of Rio Hardy, but then also the head of a Partick Thistle defender who puts it into the back of the net. But the club initially gave it to Rio and then I think realised that it was an own goal. But, you put the balls in those areas and sometimes they go in the back of the net, and this one did. So, yeah, exceptional work from all of them. Rio, I don't know what was up with her today. She was just constantly at the goalkeeper, much to the goalkeeper's annoyance, constantly trying to close her down, and they were getting raging that she was standing too close or whatever. But yeah, she was absolutely flying today.
Yeah, so it was a good first half, Alan. I think any concerns that we had were quickly squashed, and quite a good first half to make it quite comfortable for us.
Yeah, I think that's what you always want in tough games. A game that has been notoriously tough for us the last couple of years. To get the 2 late goals in the first half and going 3-0 at half time was brilliant. It must have been a massive relief to the full team. It was something we'd been longing for. We really want these tough games to be made that bit easier, and I think that's exactly what the players done, because they came out, no changes at half time, but they came out with just the same attitude, and we're really getting after Partick straight from the first whistle in the second half. So really, really good to see and encouraging, given that we're going to go into an extremely tough couple of months towards the end of the season.
Yeah, we were straight at it for half time, so much so that it was about 60 minutes that we had a triple substitution because they'd ran their absolutely socks off. Raf, Jodie and Kirsty McLean went off. On come Cathy Hill, Chelsea and Liv, which was probably no much surprise with the substitutions there, although we did think Tess might have went off, but Jodie and Kirsty had obviously a good game. Raf does what Raf does, so unsurprising for the majority of the substitutes, Cara.
Yeah, I think the only one was that we thought Tess was going to go off for Cathy, but Raf, to be fair to her, hasn't played a lot of football, obviously getting injured in that Spartans game, so I kind of get it. Not that Tess did anything wrong, but it made more sense in my head for that to happen. But yeah, I mean, Kirsty and Jodie just absolutely ran the whole first half, the whole first hour, really. So I think that made sense. Bring on some fresh legs, Chelsea back in the team, which is always good to see.
Yeah, then as Chelsea does, she was kind of a menace, as always, Alan, kind of about the box. Mia was still, I don't know where she gets her energy from, but if she wants to pass it on, that'd be great. She was obviously getting quite close and nearly getting another goal.
Yeah, Mia terrorised both fullbacks, switching sides today. An absolute excellent performance. She said herself, she found her confidence had dipped a wee bit at the start of the season, but it's definitely back, and it's back in spades. And it's brilliant to see Mia and and Brogan, you know, playing with their head up, with a smile on their face, because they're absolute dangers to fullbacks. And, you know, I'm pretty sure Claire Docherty will be delighted she's not going to be playing against me on Macaulay again this season.
Definitely, she'll probably be seeing her in her nightmares tonight. 75 minutes, Wilco and Brogan Hay went off, on came Lizzie and Camille Carr. Wilco obviously didn't get on the score sheet, but she did have quite a good game again, and Brogan absolutely terrorised the defence, as she always likes to do.
Yeah, I mean, as Alan says, Brogan playing her head up was beating, you know, the fullbacks as she was running past them, and, you know, looked a little bit angry as well. I don't know if they were all just remembering that 0-0 draw that we had against them last season and just really wanted to make sure that didn't happen again. But yeah, absolutely flying. As you say, Wilco didn't score, but she was doing a lot of the hard yards and creating a lot of chances and space for other players, which it's all part of the game. You just want the team to win. So I'm sure she's not too mad that she didn't get on, but she got close a couple of times.
Yeah, she definitely did. The next goal came 83 minutes. Alan, Kathy Hill getting on the corner, I think it was. Good to see Kathy getting back on the score sheet again. It seems like it's been a wee while since she's got on the score sheet.
Yeah, it has been quite a wee while. You know, I think it's only our second goal, maybe third goal of the season. So I think it was one of Carl's favourite short corner routines. You know, the balls went over to the back post, and then Kathy's got on the end of it. So great to see balls getting into the box with quality, and, you know, that we're actually able to attack them, and long overdue. I'm sure Kathy will feel for getting back on the score sheet.
Yep, Kirsty Howitt got on the score sheet. Cash had a glorious chance in the first half that she could have had, but she skied it over the bar. But she, to her credit, as she always works hard and deserved her goal at the end.
Yeah, she did. I mean, she had to work hard for this one. Liv plays the ball to... No, I'm on the wrong one. No, I'm on the right one. Liv played the ball to Chelsea, who kind of feeds Kirsty Howitt. Goalkeeper comes out for it. She has to then round the goalkeeper and kind of smashes it into the back of the net. As you say, she had a few chances prior to that, but she kept going as she always does and was getting pulled from pillar to post as she normally does by most teams, but especially Partick for some reason just love to do that. But yeah, excellent goal, and I think you could see how happy she was, so that'll be good for her confidence.
Yeah, we always say she's a confidence player, so there's another wee bit of confidence. The final goal of the day was Camille Lafay. Alan, Cara and I missed this, so you'll need to explain it because we were too busy planning.
It was really just a wee bit of a smash, you know. Partick still getting bodies in the way, and, you know, from what I remember, it was just a finish at the back post, you know, when the ball's broken to her. So Camille's really good at that. You know, she's always getting into dangerous positions and picking up second and third balls. You know, she just seems to sniff out the chances. You know, it's almost like she's got the mind of a centre forward. You know, and I think that is 7 goals that Camille scored this season. You know, given that she's played a lot of football for the bench, I think that's a very, very decent return, and, you know, shows that she's adding value to the squad.
Yes, I feel like she has, when she comes on, she's always kind of that goal threat. So 6-0 win, Cash, much better than we thought it was going to be. Happy with that?
Never in doubt, eh? Don't know why we were nervous. It was so easy. Yeah, I mean, fantastic team performance. I think they all needed that. I think they're all showed up for each other today, which is good because sometimes they don't always do that. So good to see. And I mean, absolutely every one of them was outstanding today. It was really a good team performance.
We really used the Partick line against them. With absolutely everybody.
Oh, I actually didn't mean to do that, but it fits, so we'll just take that from them, seeing as we're in the top 6 and they're not, so we can have that. Absolutely everybody showed up today, and it was a really good team performance.
Definitely. So, Alan, you're player of the match. I think I know who it's going to be.
Yeah, listen, I said at a game, you know, so I'll not change from what I said at a game. As much as I think me and Brogan had excellent games, you know, I thought Jodie was brilliant today. You know, for the first minute, you know, she was absolutely brilliant. Her ball control, her passing, you know, her nipping at heels, you know, winning the ball back, you know, or holding up of the ball, you know, Jodie's games came on so much in the last couple of years, and that's why she's getting football in lots of different positions. She's clearly earned Joe's trust, and long may that continue.
Yeah, I think she's always one of the players that it's always kind of like Emma Watson and Kirsty McLean and then Jodie. But I think she's really stepped up and shown why she should be involved in that kind of conversation. Car, do you agree with Alan or are you going with somebody else?
Well, I mean, it's between the three young teams for me, but I think I said to you about 5 minutes into the game, Jodie's going to get player of the match. And I've got to stick with that, to be honest. She was terrorising everyone the whole game. Did I don't know how many yards on that pitch today, was just absolutely outstanding. And you can see such a difference how, compared to where she was even at the start of the season, she's come on so far. So I think she deserves it today.
Yeah, I think she's bulked up a bit as well, which she was already nippy at people's heels and everything as well, but I think that wee bit of strength and whatever. So I think I'll make it a hat trick for Jodie. I think I said she's going straight into the match poll as soon as she was starting. I was like, yep. Mia obviously is going to get the plaudits for pretty much everybody else, probably poll on Twitter, and that she'll probably win that, but because she was really good. But I think I'll give it to Jodie as well because she's just a wee unsung hero of the day. Up next, we've obviously got the international break, so a bit of a break for the team and us. We'll not be here next week doing this. Scotland play Austria and the Netherlands. We've obviously, I think we spoke last week about who was called up. The under-19s play, lives away and whatnot. So a wee break for them, Alan, which I think is a bit of a shame when we're actually getting a bit of momentum build up.
Yeah, I think when the team are playing so well and getting people back to fitness, you probably want more games. You probably want even a couple of 3-game weeks just to keep that momentum going. But at the same time, we know the splits upon us. We've only got Hearts at Broadwood, and then we go into the 10 post-split fixtures, so they're going to be extremely tough this year. And I think, any chance the players get to have a wee bit of a break and just make sure they look after themselves, recharge the batteries, just take a mind off it for a couple of days, will be invaluable to them. So hopefully they'll spend it wisely and make the most of it.
Yeah, definitely. So, Kat, as Alan said there, after the international break, we've got Hearts, so hopefully Nick's recovered for her flu and whatnot, because she's now away with Scotland. We get everybody back healthy and kick on Hearts, and then into the split. It's going to be quite a busy running.
Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing, isn't it? Everybody comes back that is going away fit and healthy, recharged. Hopefully Nick has a few long lies in the coming week and just puts her feet up, just rests and, gets doted on hand and foot and makes sure that she's fully recovered for the Hearts. But it's going to be interesting. I don't think Hearts are, this might come back to bite me, so I don't know how to say this, but Hearts maybe aren't, if you look at the top 6, Hearts are, close-ish to the top 5, but they're not quite there, so I don't think it's going to be as difficult as potentially the game was earlier in the season. But all depends how we come back, how they come back. I think we probably have more players away than they do, so it'll certainly be interesting. And then obviously go into the split, and who knows what's going to happen there. I think it's going to be chaos every week. You don't know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to move all the time, so certainly makes it interesting, but it's going to be an every few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to need this break just to recuperate ourselves, to be honest. That game is obviously a 2 p.m. kick-off. The tickets are on sale just now for it. And it's going to be on BBC Scotland, Alan, which will be a nice wee change for having to listen to. Well, we didn't have to listen to Gaelic because we were there, but for it being on BBC Alba, I think BBC Scotland worked quite well the other night for the City Celtic game, so that'll be quite a nice wee change.
Yeah, I think anybody who's not able to get down will be able to appreciate that it's on BBC Scotland, but also makes it a lot easier for people at the game. It's a lot easier to make sure they can get it recorded and then watch it back if you like, and be able to fast forward to the bits that you want to see more of when they get home. So going to be a good game. I think Hearts will probably look to have a point to prove. That we're sitting with 4 teams at the top of the table, level on points, and then Hearts are, I think, 6 points further behind. So they'll really want to go into the post-split with a point to prove and show that they actually can get to that level. So, there's absolutely nothing we can take for granted in the games that are left this season. It's going to be a fight to the wire, and for yet another season, it's probably going to go to the last day. But I think we need to put the work in, and we must be due coming out on top of one of them.
We must be, Alan. We must be. So at the top 6 we'll go for is, hold on, if I can get it. Wait a minute. That's not the top 6. The men's top 6. We definitely don't want to talk about that.
No, let's not.
Let's not bring down the mood. Right, so obviously we're on top. The goal difference, and it's Glasgow City, Celtic, Hibs, Hearts, and then Motherwell. Good for Motherwell to be in their car, and obviously a nice wee change. I think it's the first time in their history that they've made the top 6. Probably helped by our very own Laura Berry scoring so many goals, but also good for obviously Ailey Austin and Mason Clark, who are there, Sophie Black as well. So good experience for them getting the top 6, and it's going to be a lot of exciting games.
Yeah, I mean, I think they thoroughly deserve it this year. They, had a really good start of the season the whole way through. A few bumps here and there, but all in all, when you look at some of the results they've had against teams that maybe last season they'd only have scored a couple in, they've blown teams away. So obviously our players have helped in that regard, but they also have brought in, recruited pretty well and brought players in that have helped them in that way too. So yeah, certainly good for them, and I hope they do quite well and, give us a wee hand if they feel like doing so, maybe against Hearts or Hibs or whoever if they want to. But yeah, good for them.
Yeah, definitely. So, Alan, talking of loan players, you've got the loan report for us?
Yeah, we had a quick look at the loan report when we got home. So, Queen's Park obviously struggling. They've lost a lot of players, and after coming up last season, I think they'll do very well to make a fight to staying up. But Sophie Rutherford, who made I believe, a first ever competitive appearance last week, played 90 minutes again for him. Melly Payton and Lily Boyce came on in the last 15 minutes. I think both of them had been away on international duty during the week, so probably why they started on the bench and didn't play too much. We've obviously mentioned Ailey. Ailey looks like from the match report like she's playing a wee bit further forward for Motherwell, and she played 90 minutes and got one of Motherwell's goals as they beat Aberdeen 4-2. Sophie Black was on international duty as well, so she came off the bench for Motherwell at 62 minutes. Spartans had a big win against Dundee United, and Casey McKenna came on for the last 30 minutes, so she's getting a good amount of football at Spartans. Kirsten Love, Abby Tobin and Sophie Townsley all started for Hamilton, I believe played 90 minutes. Sophie Townsley again scored, so Sophie's in the running for Player of the Month for SWPL 2, so she's been absolutely fantastic for Hamilton this season. Abby McMillan and Jess London seem to have played 90 minutes for Kilmarnock because they beat Livingston 4-0. And Mia MacArthur played 90 minutes for Gartcairn, and Maddie Maxwell played the first half for Gartcairn, but they lost in that game against Hamilton. I don't think I've missed anybody out who's played, but if I have, my apologies.
As always, good to see players getting on the score sheet. Obviously, Ailey Austin. I joked to you at the game, I was like, I bet you she's playing further forward, that's why she scored, but she's always quite good for a goal anyway, isn't she? And good for obviously the other players getting minutes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Sophie Townsley can't stop scoring. It's just in her DNA at this point, which is just absolutely class to see. Nice to see Ailey scoring. That's always, no secret. I'm a big fan of Ailey Austin, so good to see. And if we want to make a striker out of her, or maybe play in the wing or whatever, if she doesn't want to be a defender anymore, then I'd be more than happy with that if it means that she'll score more often. But yeah, kind of mixed bag, but everybody getting a good chunk of minutes is the whole point of it. So good to see across the board.
Yeah, definitely. So, as we mentioned, we will be taking a break. We'll be back after the Hearts game in a couple of weeks. So we'll rest and recharge, as hopefully the two players that aren't away will do. My thanks as always to Alan and Car for joining me this evening.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your break.
Thanks.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks.